Yo, what's up people? Twilley's 2 cents here, and today I have a video for the gentleman out there. If you consider yourself a gentleman and you want a fragrance to go along with the aspect of your life, stay tuned because I have 10 fragrances for you guys to talk about. Alright, so welcome back to the video. I'm going to break these gentlemanly fragrances down into 3 categories. The gentleman that's just out casually, the gentleman that's on a date, and the gentleman that's out on business. So let's get started. So starting with the casual category first, these fragrances right here I think are well suited for the gentleman type. First fragrance is going to be coming from a house that is well known in the perfumery game. This is coming from Caron, which is Caron's Vetiver. So what you're going to get with Caron Vetiver, you're going to get a nice, clean, soapy citrus fragrance with a nice dose of fresh, earthy vetiver. To me, this is the perfect scent when you're coming fresh out of the shower. It's an easy wear, something that's going to be very calming, very refreshing, you know, very light for those easy errand days that you have, you know, something that a gentleman would still wear to smell clean, classic, very uniform. Caron Vetiver is a great gentleman's choice for everyday wear. Next up on the list can also be worn every day by a gentleman. A lot of us already know about this one. It's coming from the house of Roger Parfums, and that is Elysium. With Elysium, you have a little bit more depth. You have a few more notes in this one over the Caron Vetiver, but with this one right here, you do get more of an earthiness to it. You get more fruits. Get a tad bit more of everything that helps you stand out a tad bit more. This is another elegant fragrance that can be worn by a gentleman. I would say that this fragrance right here is very versatile. It will give you still that refreshing nature as the Caron Vetiver would, but like I said, you have more. You have a mirage of fruits and citruses in this one right here, as well as a host of other notes that, you know, gives it more depth and more earthiness. That is Roger Parfums Elysium. The next casual gentleman fragrance that I have on the list is a fragrance that I consider to be one of my signature scents. That's going to be coming from the house of Maison Francis Kurkdjian, and that is Gentle Fluidity Silver. With Gentle Fluidity Silver, you have a fresh, spicy, you know, kind of gin and tonic type of fragrance. The thing that I really like about this fragrance that makes it unique is not only is that it's fresh, but you have a lot of depth in it, as well as a bit of warmth. So with this fragrance right here, I say that this one here is a year-round fragrance, which for me makes it a signature scent. This is one that I wear to the office, wear out casually, or just anytime I would like to smell, you know, fresh, gentlemanly, smell good. This one right here will be a Swiss Army knife in your collection, and like one of my favorites from the house of Maison Francis Kurkdjian, that is Gentle Fluidity Silver. Alright, next up we're moving into the date nights. If you are a gentleman and you want to smell different from the rest of the pack, I would say that these fragrances that I'm about to mention next are good for those date nights. First date night fragrance coming up for a gentleman is one that you heard me mention on this channel quite a bit up to this point, and that is coming from Caron, and we have Pour un Homme de Caron Le Soir. This fragrance right here is all about some lavender and iris, and to me this is a fragrance that's not only versatile as well, but the sweetness that you're going to get, you know, from that iris can definitely go well with a date night. Even though you have some powdery sweetness in this, you still have, like I said, that freshness coming from the lavender and just everything that's going to like tie and freshness, the sweetness, you have depth, you have just about everything. This is a fragrance that is not overbearing. If you are an iris fan, you definitely want to have this one in your collection. It shouldn't be redundant to any of the other iris fragrances that you have, and this one has grown to be one of my favorites. Still a gentlemanly smell, perfect for date nights. Next fragrance up on the list, we're going to get a little bit more elegant with Zaharoff's signature rosé. With this one we have a fresh jammy rose that's still light and airy, but also has depth as well. With a lot of these fragrances, you might hear me mention that. It might sound kind of contradictory at first, but if you get your nose on it, you'll see what I mean. With freshness and warm depth, this is another one that does that well. The thing with this one right here, you're going to smell a tad bit more unique with some rose. With rose, you wouldn't normally really associate, florals with manly fragrances, but you'll be surprised that a lot of the good men's fragrances out there have some nice florals in it, and this one is not one to be afraid of. Definitely get your nose on Zaharoff's Signature Rosé, and you will be standing out on date night and create some memories with this one right here. So for the next two fragrances, I'm going to kind of tie them both into the date night gentlemanly scents because they both have tobacco, and we're just going to talk about both of them at the same time. Coming from Zaharoff again, we have Tabac, and then we have one coming from Xerjoff, which is Naxos. So just to sum both of these up, if you want a more denser, darker version of a tobacco, something that's a tad bit more sweet, go with Zaharoff's Tabac. But if you want something a little bit more fresher, slightly fougere-ish, has some lavender in it, and some good honey and tobacco, go with Xerjoff's Naxos. These two scents right here, I would say, are must-haves in the collection, and just because they both have tobacco, they smell nowhere near the same. This one right here is, like I said, is more of your fresh honey tobacco. This one right here is more of your sweet tobacco, more on the side of that cigar lounge is this one right here. You kind of get a bit of a breadiness with this one right here, which I like as well. But both of these fragrances right here smell fantastic, and they have a gentleman nature about them. So those are my last two for the date nights. Moving into the fragrances for the gentleman that's on business. So next fragrance I got coming up, if you're in the frag community, you heard a lot of talk about Tuxedo. And Tuxedo is a great smell, but I feel that this one that I'm about to mention can be more for the formal business dressed up type of gentleman that's out there, and that's going to be Roche's Mustache. You still get some great spiciness with this fragrance right here. Kind of get a bit of a cola vibes with this one, and I would say if you spray this one the right amount of times, you're going to come out smelling fantastic and not overbearing. This is much cheaper than Tuxedo, and you can find some other good Tuxedo clones out there, the Tux being one of them, and now you probably have Suits. But this one right here is kind of a departure, still in the same scent family, but this one to me does more as far as when it comes to smelling elegant and smelling, of class. Mustache is definitely one, that's very classic, manly smell, and I think the bottle actually represents that quite well as well. So we have it right here, Roche's Mustache. Definitely a good spicy one for the fall winter time to check out for that gentleman that's on business. Next fragrance I have coming up is going to be coming from Marc Antoine Berrois, and that's going to be Ganymede. Ganymede, you get this metallic iron kind of a smell. You have some unique notes in this one with the Akigala wood, and this fragrance right here is a fresh, woody, metallic fragrance. Just smelling this fragrance off the atomizer, you can quickly picture button down, ironed up, very non-wrinkled slacks. You have everything going on. You got that nice watch on. I don't care whether it's a Rolex, a Seiko, anything. You have a nice elegant watch on. You are groomed. You are ready for business. This one can be a strong one, so be careful on the sprays, but this is one that will stick around, have you smelling like that classic. It's not a classic smell, it's classic and modern at the same time, a tad bit barbershop-ish. But like I said, this one is a great one right here. That's Ganymede from Marc Antoine Berrois. Definitely check this one out. Last fragrance up on the list is one that I recently acquired, and let's just say that this one is, let's just get into it. We have Creed's Royal Oud. And before anybody says anything out there about this bottle, this is the new bottle, the new batch that comes with the gold metal top. And to me, Creed's performance has been the question for a lot of people. I'm here to let you know that this performs great on my skin. smells like an older batch sample that I had. You know, everything that you know about Creed Royal Oud, that pink peppercorn, the cedar wood, the sandalwood, and the dry down. All of that you get in this fragrance right here. A very classic, elegant, gentleman scent. And like I said, the dry down on this one is amazing. To sum this fragrance up, I would say that it's all about your woods. It's all about your pepper. Upon opening spray, we know to expect that bit of a dill type of cedar wood. Like I said, once this thing dries down, it just creates a smell that's kind of, you know, it's that Creed magic that you get in the dry down. That Creed magic that you can experience with their other fragrances as well. You can get the clones of some of the Creeds, like the Aventuses and stuff like that, but it's just some about it, especially older Aventus batches, where in the dry down you get that nice smokiness that mixed with the right amount of pineapple that really can't be recreated. You can recreate their fragrances, but when it comes to that certain special thing that they have in it, especially with Creed Millésime Imperial compared to, you know, the Armagh clone, it's just something that Creed has in it that, you know it's the Creed one. But this one right here, Creed Royal Oud, is a fantastic gentleman fragrance. One that probably every gentleman should have on their shelf at some point in time. It's not cheap, but you can find it at a great price if you keep on the lookout for it. Don't pay retail for none of these things because you'll end up paying way too much. But yeah, that's my last fragrance that I have for you guys. Creed Royal Oud. Smells fantastic. A great gentleman fragrance for those who are out on business. So all of these, in my opinion, are some of the top gentleman fragrances that I have in my collection. What do you think? What's on your list? I would like to know. Drop me some comments below because I'm looking to try out some other fragrances as well. So if you enjoyed this video, you already know what to do. Leave me with some likes, subscribe, all of that good stuff, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead and subscribe, click the notification bell, and if you enjoyed the video also, leave me a like or a dislike, drop some comments, you know, stuff like that. And also, check out one of these videos.